once you click on the see all points, you'll see the points coming into the digital building platform. Any of you familiar with Niagara will recognize the FOX protocol here, but you'll see the full point here, and you can see that coming in, plus a time scale of how old the point is. So that's telling you how long ago it was before you had live data coming from that point. And then on the left hand side, you can see all the chart available data. So you can chart all the points as well. So if I look at it, say a meter as a point, as opposed to looking at it as a meter, you can see it here. That's the upstairs kilowatts, or the upstairs kilowatt hours. So if we jump into the charting, so what you see here is some kilowatt meter readings from the upstairs meter, and you can see as much data as you want, zoom in all you want. Yeah, there's no loss of data. So as you zoom in, you get all of your data points. There's no rounding or anything like that. It's all the raw data coming straight from the BMS system, and that's done for solid reasons, because we want as many points of resolution as possible. We want as many decimal places that's coming into the BMS system. We want all of that in the cloud, and we can deal with any filtering or rounding in the cloud if we need to. But here you can see all of the data there, and you can see the patterns quite easily. The spikes, probably somebody making tea or coffee, I'd imagine, and then the general trends in over the day, nighttime, weekends, that kind of thing. And of course you can select what type of chart you want. You can be a bar chart, line chart, so on and so forth. So now we're back to our list of points. Let's go back to our favorite one, the upstairs kilowatts. When you click on the point, what happens is it will load the metadata page about that point. And you can see here we have a load of additional metadata. So you can name it, provide the model, the units, the resolution, manufacturer, date of install, accuracy. So you can tag it as a meter point. You can tag it. You can only tag a meter point as a delta if it's a delta that you need the view in on the meter view. And we also have tags. Now, there's a lot of BMSs out there, so we have to put this in at the cloud level. We try and take as much data as possible from the BMS systems that are available. However, they don't all have the metadata that you'd want. So we leave it up to the cloud layer to fill in the gaps. But if you fill in the data for one sensor, you can copy paste for the others. Normally buildings will have the same equipment or the same model sensors across the building, so it's a little time consuming, but it's much faster than you'd expect to fill in all of the metadata that you want for the various sensors of interest. Moving on to the tagging, there's two ways to tag in the digital building platform. One is automatic, the other is driven by the end user. Most buildings or institutions will have their own tagging methodology, or even most engineers might have their own tagging methodology. For the auto tagging system that we use, it doesn't matter. It takes the ORD in the case of Niagara, but it takes the point name and the various different elements of the point name, splits it up and puts those down as individual tags. Not too dissimilar to most internet websites when you tag content. And this is all done automatically. There's no need for the user to do anything. So if you search via tagging for the first floor, you'll get all the points on the first floor. The same for metering, the same for drivers as well. Any one of those words will automatically bring up that point and all other associated points with those tags. Now, if you want to stick to conventions, you can also add in haystack tags on top of this. So we have the haystack library pulled in if you want to try and get to the dictionary conventions that's being pushed at the moment. Or indeed, you can add your own custom tagging if you have a better system or you want to go with a specific system. Now, coming to the top, this is a very key element here that's been highlighted. That's the token. That token is absolutely specific to that one point of data. And it's used at the API level to identify that particular piece of data. So anybody using the API, all the third parties and all the other satellite services that come from Future Decisions they all use the same mechanism. They still need to know that sensor token to be able to access that data. Now, in effect, you need a little bit of other data. There's an API key and so on that increases the security of all of this. You're not just reliant on that token, but that token just identifies that point. And when we show you the dashboarding later, you'll see how that token can be used within a dashboard to pull live data from this particular point.